Aries, Sun, Moon and Rising. What's up guys? Hope you're doing well. We're going to do a love reading today, taking a look at what is going on with the person who you are dealing with. Remember though, it is a general reading, so it won't resonate for everyone unfortunately. However, if you are interested in personal readings, I have a half price sale on at the moment. A link for that is in the description box below. So Aries, what is going on here? Because the overall energy of the reading is the Five of Swords, so we are definitely dealing with some conflict here or some resistance to change. Could be a repeating pattern or cycle or something that we are kind of annoyed with when it comes to our person. Could be potentially taking their time with something or holding back a little bit, because the main focus here is Temperance, Sagittarius energy. However, there is a feeling here that given some time, something may come together or work out potentially, but it's based on this advice, which is the King of Cups in reverse, Scorpio energy. So someone isn't sharing something or that they're feeling. I don't necessarily mean around romantic interest or stuff like that. But we could be looking at someone potentially needing to be more emotionally, I'll use the word that comes up, emotionally stable or potentially emotionally mature, elements to do with emotional intelligence. This Five of Swords though is quite frustrating. What is the main block or challenge here? But there is someone who is definitely not seeing something that they need to see, because then it will help things to kind of work out. But something's being suppressed or avoided. So I wonder here with this Five of Swords, are they ignoring the elephant in the room? Or Aries, potentially, are you ignoring the elephant in the room? The block or the challenge here is the Six of Pentacles, reciprocity, so a flow exchange. To simply put, what it is that you're needing in the situation or the connection with this person at the moment just isn't available. Now, that doesn't mean that it's not a possibility at all, but it's just not being given to you. And particularly with this King of Cups in reverse, someone is holding back something that they need to share or something that they need to say. You've got on the Temperance card the two cups being poured, or one cup being poured into the other to kind of balance them out. Alchemy, how does this come together or work out? We've got the in the Six of Pentacles, there are these scales that are balanced that we kind of need in the situation, but there isn't that balance at the moment in the situation. And we've got this Five of Swords and some type of change that is needed to progress the situation forward. But with the Six of Pentacles showing up here, it's not happening. And then we've got the King of Swords here. Someone is emotionally disconnected or not seeing how actions or something affects someone on an emotional level. There's a slightly colder or more detached energy to that King of Swords, Aquarius energy with a minor resonance in Capricorn. Also as well, the King of Cups is Scorpio energy with a minor resonance in Libra. That Libran energy feels important to do with the scales and balance and temperance. Doesn't necessarily mean you're dealing with a Libra, though they could be, Aries. Also as well, Libra is the opposing side or sign to you guys. What's the missing piece of the puzzle that's missing in this connection or situation or scenario that moves things forward? I do feel there's something here they're just not getting or not understanding. So some of this advice with the King of Cups in reverse, there could be elements on your side, Aries. If there is something that you're not happy with, there may be a need here to be like direct and say it. Their intentions are the Hierophant. In this case, it's the more traditional elements, so things to do with holding back conservative energy, not in terms of like politics, but of an old way of doing things. There is a focus there though on the actual commitment or connection. King of Cups in reverse here being the advice as well. I do think there's genuine love and affection here. The next card is the Emperor, which, interesting enough, your energy Aries, but was what I thought that Hierophant was initially when I was pulling the cards. The Emperor is number 4, stability, coming before the Hierophant and the number 5, change. Are they going to break a cycle? This person, I definitely do think they could have a Taurus placement somewhere, because there's very stubborn energy, and particularly the combination of the Hierophant and the Emperor is maybe someone who's a little bit stuck in their own ways, or has a sort of very one-directional focus or way of looking at things. So I don't think they're necessarily great at seeing things from other people's perspectives or putting themselves in other people's shoes. They are intending, though, with that Emperor energy, because where I've said the elephant in the room is being avoided, where your energy is usually good, Aries, is with being upfront or just tackling something head on. So there is something there with them embracing your energy a little bit more, but because I do think there's elements here like they don't want to lose you. But one of the things we would need to look at is if there is that repeating cycle, what needs to change. Their actions here is the Queen of Cups, so we've got that match. So I don't think there's a question here of like love or feeling, but there's a resistance to change, and particularly as well, they are not the best person, I think, at being able to see things from other people's perspective. We've got the Hermit there on the bottom. The Hermit, that knowledge could be useful if they could actually realize something. Queen of Cups, I feel like there is some type of apology or expression around what they're feeling with this Queen of Cups showing up in their actions. But then we've got the Eight of Swords as well, so this 5, whatever it is that they're resisting or not giving to the connection, doesn't seem to be taking place at the moment. But we do have that Queen of Cups, Cancerian energy with a minor resonance in Gemini. Where does this energy go? Where is it moving to? Because they don't like the Eight of Swords. We've got the Six of Cups. Good. And the Sun card. Okay. So the change isn't there in their action, which is the negative, the con. On the positive side, with where the energy goes, though, we have the Sun, the conscious light of awareness, and then the Six of Cups here, which is usually when someone is really opening up. It is that card of reconciliation, usually energy that is attached to the past, but in a positive way. This would be the energy that kind of ties into that Six of Pentacles, but with the, there is a really nice, I do feel like, commitment or declaration of their love or their feelings for you here, Aries, which I like. The Six of Cups and the Sun card, they do, it's finally them like admitting that there's a problem or an issue. It's them actually seeing and acknowledging, and that Six of Cups is the King of Cups, but not in reverse, upright. So it's seeing that issue, seeing that problem. I actually wonder here if they're maybe going to soften a little bit and even ask you for potentially help, because I feel like this person is worried about losing you. But there's difficulty sometimes with the, like, sometimes I feel like it's that energy where you feel like you're banging your head off a brick wall and there's difficulty with seeing something, but they're finally seeing or acknowledging the problem, the issue, or the elephant in the room. But we've perhaps got still, I wouldn't necessarily say a long way, but some time before that problem is then actually identifying it as the first stage, acknowledging it is the first stage, but then it's got to be kind of dealt with or rectified. And something here is to do with that Hierophant past energy with the Six of Cups here. Some of this is more like habitual, in terms of, so particularly if we do certain things for a long time, they start to become more parts of like our personality, even if that isn't necessarily the way, but they're finally seeing, or they're finally actually acknowledging the elephant in the room, Aries. So I guess that is at least a start. Anyway, guys, that is your reading. I hope you enjoyed it and it resonated. It is a general reading, however, so don't force the fate if it doesn't. Don't forget to like and subscribe as well. However, if you are interested in personal readings, I have a half price sale on at the moment. A link for that is in the description box below. Cheers.